Just give me my privileges. I want 4K. My name is WHITE. Hi guys, I am Joel de Fontaine. Welcome to the House of Fontaine, where this show is going to be about me talking about things that I always want to talk about, and I hope that you love everything that is going to come out of my mouth. Some of it you won't like, but things that you're going to hear anyway, so roll the BT.
You know I gotta come back.
So on today's episode, first episode, what we're going to talk about is why I'm really starting to the white gaze. Oh my God, that sounds so bad. When I say it out loud, I'm like, oh my God, I hate them. So obviously there haven't been any UK Pride marches this year. Basically everything's done. And what I want to start talking about is the relation between Black Lives Matter movement and Pride Month. Well, actually just the LGBT community overall, yeah? There's very important need for a Black Pride basically, because I personally feel like the UK Pride that we have here doesn't really allow brown and black people to be part of the Pride that we have going on. So I know personally from my experiences, when I performed at Pride one time, it was the one time I ever did it, I got on the stage and I looked over everywhere and there was just a sea of white people. I didn't think too much of it, and then I looked in the parade and the parade just showed more white people. Then I looked in the people that were going and it was just more white people. So I started to feel like this place didn't really accept me and the people that looked like me, and even people that didn't look like me but didn't look like the white people that was there. So when I stumbled across UK Black Pride, and I stumbled across it because I was just riding my bike down by Vauxhall and I was like, what's going on here? It was like a whole new Pride that I had no idea that was going on. And so I think it's very important to have these things, because the Pride that we have here is not very inclusive for everyone, and it's not very inclusive for the others. So the others are people that just are not the white gay man, basically. It says Black Pride, but the black movement always helps and wants to take everyone along on the journey of acceptance. And that is a good thing, but also a bad thing, because now it's brought on all these kind of questions and things that people are saying and stuff like that, which is quite weird considering that's exactly what Pride is supposed to be about. So we're gonna delve more deep into those subjects and see what we can find out about them. I'm gonna express my beliefs and hopefully it will give you a little bit of an understanding of where I'm at. Okay, so like I mentioned before, a lot of the gay community has been kind of complaining that the spotlight of this month, this Pride Month, has been taken, hijacked, sabotaged by the Black Lives Matter movement, which I just think is really stupid, because it's not really just going to be for a month. We're trying to change systemic racism, so I don't get it. Their main goal, probably, in my opinion, is to kind of just ignore the Black Lives Matter movement, or in most cases criticize it and shame it, and especially during this corona time as well, because now obviously all these protests are going to create a spike, which is only ever going to be made because of the Black Lives Matter movement, right? That's what people are trying to say, and it's not true. It's just kind of stupid. So at this point, I don't buy any of it. So I think what's really important for a lot of the white gays is to understand where this ladder that they're even on, where the opportunity to step on that ladder came from. They're on this ladder of rights and on this ladder of hierarchy, which ultimately at the top is a white straight man that they feel like they're getting close to. And so because of that, they're forgetting about the reasons why they have those rights to even get on that ladder in the first place were from a lot of brown and black, specifically trans people. No one's asking to take much from them. They just want them to take us where they're going as well. They just don't seem to have any empathy for any of the other people that are involved in the community that we speak of. We just want to be accepted and celebrated the same way that you have been on lollipops and stuff like that. Why can't we be involved on it as well? So I feel like a lot of the gay community in general need to know where this idea of being on this hierarchy ladder come from and how they were able to get on there in the first place. And if we be honest, it didn't start because of like Peter, Paul and Ben. I remember seeing a thing of Sylvia speaking about not being accepted, being beaten, she'd been raped, she'd been treated like rubbish, and then she comes out there to talk to the gay community and they're booing her, and she's like, why would you do this to me? How can you do this to me? To see it happening again now, it's just history repeating itself. Now we've got the trans rights being taken away from people left, right and centre. Those white gays are saying,
I don't understand trans, I don't know why they're being lumped with us.
You're not lumped with anything. Like, that is people who are oppressed, and you are people that were oppressed as well. So I think that's something that the white gays need to really think about. Okay, so all of those things, you're probably wondering, how does the Black Lives Matter movement relate within the gay culture? Is a lot of, in my opinion, appropriation from black women specifically, black trans women, young gay black culture from the streets or whatever, when it comes down to music, even if you're listening to Ariana, she's still someone who appropriates from that culture. So you're not getting to have Ariana without having the black culture as well. So unfortunately, sorry guys. And that goes for Dua Lipa as well. You have shows like RuPaul's Drag Race or Pose, which everyone who's white gay loves these shows. They love it. They're doing it themselves. They're tongue popping, they're clicking, they're oh my God, oh my Mars and all that stuff and Kiki and stuff and Death Drops, whatever. But then when you need the help from them to kind of support the black lives, whether they're trans or not, yeah, they're tumbleweed. Gone. You don't see nothing here. They're silent. They're like,
oh, I'm doing my stuff a bit in behind. I don't see why I have to say anything, or I don't see why I have to do anything.
There's always an issue. They use that black culture. They will act like a black woman. They will dance, like do voguing and do all this stuff, which is coming from black culture. And they'll do all of that. And then when their lives need help with mattering, the black lives need to matter, I want to see them there, and I'm not seeing them there. Kind of is disappointing. Am I actually surprised about that though? No, I'm not. So going back to why I say that I am kind of angry with the white gays at the moment is because social apps as well really perpetuate the problems that you have in the community. So if people think that there's no racism and nothing like that, then why are we still saying things? Even though Grindr themselves had to create a campaign called Kind. You have to tell the white gays on your app to stop being kind to the people who are not white gays. You know you've got a problem, yeah? So that's just having people that I've said, sorry, you're not my type, or in such a polite way. I don't have to say it polite, I could just be like, no. But I'm being like,
so sorry, sir, you know, I just don't like that, you know, we don't really match well, but you maybe hope you find love in the future.
Them, and then they start saying, this is the problem with black people, and this is why I don't like black people, and I'm like, but you do like black people because you just messaged me, but I rejected you. Poor you. And I'm like, but you messaged me, so technically it's no poor me, I'm just saying no to another weirdo. So there is a lot of problems in there, you know, and I feel like that is something that needs to be rooted out. Basically, the white gays have to accept that this is what they've been doing. They can't do this whole thing and think it's just gonna go away, because it's not. You can open up a new app, don't matter what it is, it's gonna happen. They're having issues with having the ethnicity filter moved, but they're not having issues with the age filter, not having issues with the body shape filter, not having issues with the types of gays you're into, you know, because that is not a problem. No, but if you're black or you're Asian, I need to know before you pop up on my screen, because I don't even want to see you. So I feel like they just don't really be honest with the discriminations that they have, and they just say,
It's just preference, I just like it that way.
and it's like, it's not. Now people are talking about it, so you can't use that excuse anymore. Sorry about it. If you just look into their Facebook account or into their Instagram account or their Twitter or their fans, you will see that they don't know any people of color, and the diversity is very limited. So-and-so barbecue, so-and-so's this birthday, 40th birthday, and all the people in that nice little round circle will all look the same, and they will have the same haircut and be wearing the same shirts, same trainers, same ES underpants. Like, everyone is the same. This is something that is weird in my mind, because I couldn't imagine being just around just people that look like me, and thinking that when people started speaking about the fact that there's no diversity, I'm then going like,
Well, I don't see it.
you know, it's just the world we live in. No. The world you live in is not a twin to you, it's different to you, so that makes no sense. Just wonder if your circle really diverse, and if it's not, why isn't it? Okay, and now if we're wrapping all of this up, what can we actually do to improve these things? I think there are just some easy kind of things that basically everybody can do. One of them being is just challenge yourself, like expand your circle and challenge yourself. If you've got your group of friends and you're standing with all 6 of them and you notice that no one there is different, and then some others come and no one there is different, just ask yourself why. You don't have to say it in the group there and be like, guys, do you notice that none of us here are black? You don't have to say that, but wonder to yourself, why is it that I seem to not have any people of color in my circle? Go to some different space and go to a different club, like go to a different bar, talk to a different person. You don't have to always only speak to people because you fancy them and you want to take them home. I get a lot of people going to me, oh, I like your tattoos. I don't necessarily feel like,
Oh my God, he wants me.
don't always assume that what is around you is what you need. Yeah. That's why I always find that when people like to me, oh, I can't dance, I wish I could be a better dancer. I was like, if you had a few black friends, you probably could. But you don't. Challenge yourself, white gays. Challenge yourself. Well, thank you so much for coming here and chatting with me at the House of Fontaine. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you learned something. If you didn't learn something, give it to someone who you think can learn something. Make sure you subscribe
Subscribe.
Type the thing that you need to do down here, wherever it is, where it's gonna be, I don't really know. And yeah, let me know if you actually want to talk about something else, give me some feedback. If you want to have conversations about anything, I'm open to it. Probably not gonna listen and probably do my own thing anyway, because I'm a Gemini in the sun and the moon, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna do what I want, but I will take your criticism and your opinions on board, because I'm what? Sickening. So thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you soon.
You know I gotta come back. Slack.